Hi everybody, Greg Rust and Simon Chapman with you for another edition of the KTM Summer Grill here on speedcafe.com. We're dedicating this episode to GT racing in Australia, and probably the biggest news that emerged on that front was the arrival of SRO pairing with the Australian Racing Group in what we hope will reinvigorate the sport in this part of the world.
Yeah, 100%. You know, the championship is going to take on a new guise in 2021, being co-managed by the SRO, Stefan Rattel organisation, and ARG, the Australian Racing Group. We know that the ARG is a proven product in terms of what it's promoted. It's had TCR.
Great asset for its portfolio,
yeah,
isn't it?
100%. And it's had S5000 as well. It's recently brought on Trans Am Racing and the Classic Touring Car Masters as well. So ARG has got a really lovely portfolio, really, when you think about it, of top line championships and series in Australia.
And variety. Yeah.
100%. Conversely, you've got the SRO, which is also well established. They've sort of been pioneering a lot of the GT stuff around the world. AusGT is basically its latest asset amongst all of its GT World Challenge programs. So it's got programs in North America, in Asia, and in Europe. More probably commonly known as Blancpain to a lot of people.
Just embedded in it, aren't they? I mean, it's Stefan Rattel's baby, so yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, he's behind basically the GT3 formula. So Stefan's done a lot of good stuff for GT3 racing, and under his guidance, it's grown exponentially. You know, he's behind the Spa 24-hour as well, and a lot of long-form endurance races. So to have Rattel and the ARG come together to take on board a championship which hasn't really been the strongest in recent years is a major coup for GT3 racing and GT4 racing in Australia. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what these two management groups can do together.
What do you reckon that means? Because there's some unbelievably good cars in garages right around the country. We'd love to see the fields getting back to what they once were, and just the stature of the championship, sprint, endurance. We want that cachet to return for the class, don't we?
Oh, You're spot on. You know, we've got so many cars in the country at the moment, cars that can conform to GT3 regulations, cars that may need a facelift here or there. Lots of GT4 cars coming into the country. You know, that's really popular at the moment from like Porsche. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I think as far as top line stuff goes, you can't look past AAA. AAA have got a GT3 program per se that they were running out of Asia with Shane van Gisbergen running in GT World Challenge Asia. So he's proven that he's capable in just about anything, and if they wanted to go win something, well, this is an easy option for them considering that it's basically right on their doorstep. But you would also hope that would encourage a lot of other big players to come and join the party. We've seen Walkinshaw have had a little bit of a play in AusGT before, guys like Adam De Boer turning up, you know, to engineer cars. So, you know, the championship, you would hope, would attract some big name drivers and engineers and teams. So yeah, I think with that SRO and ARG and coming together to call it GT World Challenge Australia, I think that bodes really well for 2021.
What about for the Bathurst 12-hour? I mean, it's a signature event in this part of the world. We're kind of blessed and bookended with the 1000 in the latter part of the year, and we kick off traditionally with the 12-hour. Sadly, that's not happening this year. Can we get back to it, and can we get back to it in the guise that we've known it in relatively recent time?
Yeah, I think that event's in an interesting phase. You know, 2021, we're not going to have a 12-hour event, and that still, I don't think, is sunk in for a lot of people. You know, a lot of people are going to be turning up to Bathurst early next year to watch supercars, and that's going to be strange in itself. Will Bathurst host a 12-hour race in 2022? I think you can basically bet on that definitely happening. It's basically whether or not it looks like what it has in the past. Behind the scenes, you know, manufacturers are, you know, changing what they do. The reality is that some are scaling back their GT3 programs. Nissan have done that. Bentley are doing that. So, you know, we're probably not going to see as much factory involvement as what we might have seen in the past, but then that might open the door to what we used to know as the Bathurst 12-hour, as an event that a lot of Australian teams really wanted to go out there and win. You know, for the longest time, the team to beat was Erebus. You know, they were super strong with the SLS AMG GT3 for a really long time. But then we sort of saw, you know, the event shift because it came under the Intercontinental GT Challenge umbrella, and more factory teams were coming down because it had so much more clout associated with it. So as long as that event is still under IGTC. I think you can still expect to see factory involvement, but I think you might even see more Australian presence like we used to. So yeah, really interesting period for that race. And bear in mind, that's still the best part of a year away too.
Yeah. And in that year, we're really hopeful of seeing some gun cars back out on track in either sprint or endurance trim with the reignition, the reinvigoration of Australian GT. That wraps up another edition of the KTM Summer Grill here on speedcafe.com. Stay tuned, we'll have another one for you tomorrow. KTM are giving away some awesome summer essentials each week. Stay cool with a KTM Powerwear pack featuring a shirt, cap, thongs or jandals, sunglasses and lanyard. To enter the draw, all you need to do is subscribe to Speed Cafe in the sign up box below this video. It is that easy. And we'll have another episode of the KTM Summer Grill for you tomorrow. Stay tuned.